Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And we are on our second to last day of our Advent Tangles event. Um, wow, I can't believe the month has just flown by. And for this one, I've been thinking about Molygon for a while. And so we're going to focus on Molygon and do a Christmas tree. For this project, you'll need your basic supplies. I'm going to try to keep this one pretty simple. So I realize that everyone's probably busy and have a lot to do. So we're going to keep this simple with our basic supplies, but I do have a couple of the Uniball gel impact metallics, especially the red, gold, and the silver, just in case I want to add a little bit of embellishment. All right, so let's get started with Molygon. Our goal is a tree. And with Molygon, I noticed that there was a variation by Hiromi Fukuoka, which she calls Swing Moon, featuring Molygon shapes. And so we're going to start with that for our initial tree shape. So if you want to do a string with, you want to leave a little bit of a space here. So maybe like 3/4 of an inch. And we're going to put in some pencil lines, but triangle pencil lines, sort of like this. You can put a bottom in if you want, but it's not necessary. And these are just guidelines that we'll try to stick with, but you can work outside of that if you need to. Then we're going to go straight to our pen, and we are going to start with the swing moon. And that starts with kind of like I want to call it a zigzag, but it's got a curve to it. So we're starting at our top point, and we're going to swing out, curve out to there. And then we're going to do another swing. So it's kind of like a zigzag. And then we're going to go swing over to the other side. And then we're going to swing down here. Yours might be a little curvier than mine, or not. And then we're going to go into the Molygon type shape where it's sort of like an aura, but it's a little wider. And you go back to the point. And we go to the next one. We're always working under the original. And this one's even bigger. And then we have this one. And then from here, so you can sort of see we're getting like a tree shape in there. From here, we have options. We can aura around it, or we can add Molygon shapes. I'm going to just do the aura around the hole. I'm looking at this as a whole. I'm going to start at the top here. And I'm just adding an aura around the entire shape that we made. And I do need to rotate. I just keep going, adding this aura. adding the aura all the way around. The next thing that I would like to add is a star, and I'm going to do that with, I'm just going to call it original Molygon. So I'm going to go up a little bit, about halfway between the top of the swing moon and the edge of the paper. And I'm going to put a little Molygon shape. I'm going to rotate a little bit. I'm still kind of working in the center, off the center. And I'm going to put in another one. I'm just working my way around. I'm kind of fitting them in there. All right, that's going to be your little star. And now we need to fill up our tree. We can't leave it like that. We need to fill these areas. For me, when I was thinking about this project, the swing moon is kind of like a reticula. You can have Molygon shaped fragments that you could fill in there. But to me, this actually reminds me of a ribbon. Not tinsel exactly, but kind of like a ribbon on a tree. So I'm not going to fill in these spaces, but I am going to fill in these other spaces. And we've done a lot of greenery with flux and vertigo and tangles like that. So I thought we would just keep it to the ornaments and the orbs. So I kind of was interested in doing something a little different. That probably the go-to tangle for making the little ornaments would be jetties, or you could perhaps use Cruffle, which we learned yesterday. But I thought I'd like to use Dark Busters by Diana Marshall. Dark Busters kind of fascinates me. It's circles within circles. So I'm going to go ahead and let's do one here. Draw a circle. You can go over that twice if you need to. And then you draw a little circle within that circle. And then we've got a little tiny circle here that we're going to ink in. And then within this little circle, we do a couple of auras of that inked in area. And I'm going to rotate to finish this. And then we want to do some auras around the little circle. Like that. So that's a dark buster. And then I want to fill in the remaining areas here in this space with some orbs. Now I could have some flux coming out of this area, but I think I'm going to not do that. If you would like to add some greenery, you could go ahead and add flux or muka. Muka would be good too. I'm going to ink in these spaces here. All right, I'm going to put another dark buster in here. And I'm going to put the little circle over here this time. And then the smaller one, put in a couple of auras. And then do the auras this way. We can add another one. And let's do this. It rotates so that I can concentrate putting that little inked in circle there. And we could probably fit in another one here. This one's a little smaller, so it's going to be a little harder to do, but we can do it. Put in some orbs or perfs. I have this area up here that's kind of small, so I'm just going to fill it with these little guys here. And go back in and ink these areas in. If you have time, instead of using a black pen for each of the dark busters, you could use a different color ink. But for today, I just wanted to really go back to basics and use the black ink. All right, so let's go down to this one, this area. Put one in there. And then I'm going to, this one could be a little bigger here. So they can be different sizes depending on how much space you have available. If dark busters are not for you, you can, of course, use jetties or Cruffle. Those would be excellent choices as well. Or you could combine them. You could have a couple of the dark buster ones, and then you could have a couple Cruffle and a couple of the jetties. There's all sorts of things you could do. And then let's put one down here in our corner. Then that just leaves this corner over here. Let's see. Why don't we go with kind of a nice sized one over here? I'm just trying to think ahead. I'm going to put one here as well. And I might be able to fit one more in here. And which way do I want to point that one? Let's do this. All right, how does that look? So like I said, I'm not adding any greenery tonight, but if you would like to add a little bit of flux coming out or muka, go right ahead, give it a try. All right, I think that looks actually pretty cute. I am now going to take, let's see, the pencil, and I'm going to do a little bit of shading before we add just a little bit of color to the ribbon and our star, and maybe we'll put some snowflakes over in those areas. So to shade this, what I like to do is actually shade in this little circle here, just to give it some depth. And I'm going to add some shading on the bottom of these. And then I also feel like there would be some shading along these ribbon areas. And probably some shading along the bottom. Looks like the shadow of the tree. Like that. You could also add a little bit of shading on the outside if you want to. I don't think it necessarily needs it, but I'll put it in here so you can see how it looks. Let me grab my pen for just a second because I see a couple of areas I forgot to ink in. And then I'm going to add shading over on this side. I see a little area here too. And then up here, I'm going to add just a little bit of shading to our star. I'm going to take the tortilla and I'm just going to start blending that out. Let's work along these areas first. Work inside of our dark busters. And we add some shading along the bottoms of these. And there's also a little bit of shading along the outside. And then we have a lot more shading down here. Like that. Got one more area I missed. There we go. So I definitely feel like this looks like a ribbon to me. So I am going to add a little color to this, but kind of the opposite of what I would normally do. Normally, I would probably color in the ornaments, but today I feel like making the ribbon red. And you can use colored pencils if you would prefer, or watercolors or markers, whatever you would like. These Uniball gel impact pens are nice. They cover larger areas pretty quickly. If I didn't have these, I would probably be using colored pencil for this. And then we have a really large area here. All right, I've got that inked in pretty well. And then I'm going to switch to the gold. And I'm going to make our Molygon star gold. And then I'm also going to add some gold to our ribbon here. Gonna pop up on my computer. Okay. These pens flow pretty well, so if you're using them, just be mindful that it might take a little bit to dry. You don't want to smear your work, so just always be mindful of it as much as you can. Like that. That looks pretty cool. And then the last thing I want to do, because we have these empty spaces here, is add some sparkle or some snowflakes. And I'm going to use a tangle from last year. So this is a throwback to last year when I did Advent Tangles. It was a handout by Mahe Zehra Husain. And she also created a tangle called Motia or Motia. I'm not sure exactly the pronunciation, but it's real pretty. So we're going to do that. So you want to start with, let's start down here. Just a little teardrop type of shape. And you want four of them. I'll put a dot in the center and a line and a dot. Like that. So it's got a little bit of a sparkle to it. So it's very subtle. Um, and we're just gonna fill those in here and there. And I'm gonna rotate just a little bit so that I get like a different angle on them. Well, maybe a different angle. And I feel there would be like kind of like a part of one coming out this way. Like that. You kind of see those like that. And I'm gonna go work on the other side. I'm just gonna rotate and work this way. So it's a little bit of a teardrop. You want four of those. a dot in the center, and a line and a dot, a line and a dot, a line and a dot, and a line and a dot. So again, I'll kind of move that around so you can see it, because silver on white is a little hard to see, but it just gives a really nice look that's not going to overpower our main piece here. I'm just randomly putting these in different sizes. Keep it interesting. And then we probably want to add one in up here in the corner. Let's do a little one. All right, so we've got those in. That looks really cute, actually. Yeah, I think we're actually done. Again, if you'd like to add color to the dark busters or to the little perfs or tipple or orbs, go ahead and add those in. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just keeping it very um, basic as possible, but with a little bit of sparkle in there, right? Sparkle's good. All right, I am going to put my initials on this, and I am just going to tuck them down in here to be part of my little tree, like that. I'm going to flip this over, make sure it's dry. Yeah, it's pretty dry. Let's take a chance there. Put my name on it. Day 23. And we had Molygon as our little star. And that's by Zentangle. But we also had Swing Moon. And that is by Hiromi. Fukuoka, CZT. And then we had Dark Busters by Diana Marshall. Running Out of Room. And then we also had the Motia by Mahe, Zehra, Husain. I'll put the information in the description, so they'll probably be easier to see. All right, so day 23, cute little tree with our basic tools and just a little bit of sparkle. And instead of jetties or Cruffle, we used Dark Buster. So you'll either like it, love it, or hate it. I actually really like it a lot. I think it looks really cute. And I might try one in my free time with a little bit of color, because I think these would be fun to do in like the fine liners, different colors. So you could get all different colors like orange and pink and green and blue and purple. And I think that would look really, really cute too. So that's it for day 23. We only have one more day left, and I haven't decided yet what we're doing, so I need to focus on that. This has been so much fun, and I can't believe it's almost Christmas and it's almost Hanukkah. So, hang in there, stay busy, and stay safe. Uh, Take time out for yourself and remember to admire your work and share with other people. Yeah, this is really cute. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.